What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss the fourth stimulus check update, the stimulus package update, major things going on here in our country, and there is a lot here today. Daily news, pretty much everything you need to know about money, investing, the stock market. Remember, new videos come out here on our channel every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't yet. It's completely free to do so. And don't forget to hit the like button for us down below if you appreciate these videos. Major news coming out that the Democrats may pass their agenda after all. The stimulus package, which is now looking to be around $2 trillion, as President Biden is saying, let's pass what we agree on, and we will come back later for another stimulus package after this. That's right, 2 stimulus packages instead of 1, as well as the physical infrastructure package. So really 3 packages, as well as a lot of really things going on here as well. We're going to get to the stimulus packages because we got a lot of details here, as well as Senator Joe Manchin might be quitting the Democratic Party after all this is said and done. I'll get to that here in a minute, as well as major information coming out from the Supreme Court. They have declined to block a vaccine mandate. So again, the Supreme Court yet again has held up vaccine mandates again. So this is multiple times now that the Supreme Court has held up vaccine mandates. So they have declined to block a Maine healthcare workers vaccine mandate. So they did not block it. They have held up a vaccine mandate yet again. As you can see here, the U.S. Supreme Court on Tuesday declined to hear an emergency appeal of a vaccine mandate for Maine healthcare workers. And remember that the Supreme Court has a majority of Republicans on the Supreme Court. The mandate, which was announced in August by Democratic Governor Janet Mills, says the Maine healthcare workers need to be vaccinated by October 29th, which is just days away, or risk losing their jobs and not qualifying for unemployment benefits. Justice Stephen Breyer rejected the emergency appeal by Liberty Counsel, which said it is reprising 2,000 healthcare workers who do not want to be vaccinated. A 3-judge panel for the First Circuit Court of Appeals previously let the mandate stand. The Supreme Court has not only showed this year, but in the past, multiple different times, over and over and over, that vaccine mandates will be upheld in court, even with a Republican majority in the Supreme Court for these vaccines related to COVID and also past vaccine mandates. So if you're wondering how they're going to hold up in court, as of right now, almost every vaccine mandate that I have seen yet to date has been upheld by the Supreme Court. So, yeah, that's kind of how the news is going right now. Also, New York City just expanded its vaccine mandate, drawing ire from police unions. Check this out. The city has scrapped the testing option. The testing option will no longer be an option for over 160,000 municipal workers. But people who do get the shot by October 29th will get a $500 bonus pay. So, yeah, if they get the shot here within the next 9 days, they will get a $500 bonus pay for getting the shot. New York City said it will require all municipal workers to be vaccinated against the virus and will eliminate a test out option in a move that immediately draw ire from powerful police union that said it would bring legal action against the city. This city joins Los Angeles, San Francisco, and other cities in an expanding mandate that will apply to over 160,000 municipal workers, of which 71% have already received at least 1 vaccine dose. New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio said during a briefing on Wednesday. The White House has now also detailed plans to vaccinate over 28 million children between ages 5 and 11. Children between ages 5 and 11 will soon be able to get their vaccine shots at pediatricians' offices, local pharmacies, and potentially even at their school, the White House said on Wednesday as it details plans for the expected authorization of the Pfizer shot for elementary school youngsters in just a matter of weeks. Federal regulators will meet over the next 2 weeks to weigh the safety and effectiveness of given low dose shots for roughly 28 million children in that group. On the stimulus package, multiple different Democrats and major reports coming out that the Democrats may actually pass the stimulus package. They're getting very close, with one major caveat. Senator Joe Manchin, he's really the one thing holding this up and will be the main catalyst going forward. Multiple new details have really kind of been ironed out here within the last 24 to 48 hours, and here's kind of a list of them as we've kind of learning them, or as they're kind of negotiating through them. Remember that nothing is set in stone. They're negotiating through this, and anything can be changed literally up until the last moment. And we've kind of learned this from the second stimulus check package and the third stimulus check package. They added in the second stimulus check 6 days before they passed the second stimulus package bill. They actually wrote the bill and didn't even have the second stimulus check in there. They added it in at the last moment. Same thing with the third stimulus check package. They added in the $10,200 unemployment provision. After they wrote the bill, even after the House passed the bill, the Senate added it in when they went to revise the bill as well. So they always seem to add things in and revise things even up to the last moment. One thing that's being changed significantly is the IRS monitoring your bank account or spying in your bank account. It was previously expected to be as low as for transactions as low as $600, or even for bank accounts with as low as $600 in the bank account, which would have affected millions and millions, hundreds of millions of people in the United States, even for people that go to work and their paycheck is $600. And while that got a lot of criticism, they're now changing that. The now proposed number is the $10,000 mark. And if it passes, will it win over critics and help the IRS catch tax cheats? The thing about this is that this $10,000 mark, they're saying, is could add up throughout the year. So it's still kind of under question on whether or not that's still too low for people, because it could add up throughout the year. They're also trying to say that whether or not people's income would be included in that, because a lot of people make more than $10,000 in income, and nobody wants the IRS snooping into their bank accounts more than the government already does. So they will basically get this data directly from the bank. So if the IRS is allowed to look into everybody's bank accounts on this type of level, they wouldn't even really need your approval. They would just get it directly from the banks. So literally go to the major banks, all of them, and say, hey, give us all the data, and we already have the authorization for it. So the banks will say, okay, here's all the data for the vast majority of Americans. So, of course, Congress says they want to do this to catch tax cheats. The more they know, they say the better they can enforce the tax laws and potentially catch people who owe the IRS money but aren't paying taxes, or money that maybe they owe. Maybe they're buying and selling things on eBay, Amazon, Facebook marketplaces, things like that. Maybe if you're buying and selling things for sale, potentially you may owe tax on that. If you're selling things for profit, then IRS says you should be paying taxes on that. So that's just one example of things they want to catch people that you should be paying taxes on. So the proposal now has apparently gone from as low as $600, which they said was just going to be way too crazy, way too low, now up to $10,000. Even that, a lot of people are saying, is too low. Next up is the free community college plan, maybe even corporate tax hikes in peril, as well as the climate change provisions, all in peril or on the chopping block. It does look like, as of this moment, the 2 years of free community college is probably on the chopping block and was looking like it's going to be removed. But there are Democrats fighting to keep this in the provisions, saying that education is very important for tens of millions of Americans. It's important for America's future, and that this is something that needs to be included and cannot be removed. So as of right now, they're looking to remove it because to lower the price tag. But there's a lot of Democrats saying we can't remove this. We need education as part of America's future. And America, the United States, has been dropping in the education ranks. We actually seen President Biden say that recently in one of the speeches that we showed here on the channel. Lawmakers have signaled they could have to scrap entire programs to slash costs from a package they have billed as the biggest boon for working families in decades. The core measures propose to pay for the plan. Tax increases on corporations and the wealthiest measures also face the prospect of falling to the wayside as Senator Kirsten Sinema opposes the tax hikes, according to sources told to CNBC. The developments add to the political maze Democrats have to navigate in trying to push the proposals through the narrow majorities in Congress in the coming week. The parties have negotiated for weeks as it tries to appease Kirsten Sinema and Joe Manchin, along with others of Democrats in the House progressives. Another big twist is during a series of meetings on Tuesday, President Joe Biden floated a $1.75 trillion price tag to $1.9 trillion price tag, which is the lowest we have seen yet, as the party tries to cut the price tag down. And the question begs, why are they going so low when 96% of the Democrats do not want it to be this low? You can't help but think it has to be because of Kirsten Sinema and Joe Manchin are the only two that want it to be that low. But we did have President Biden say, let's pass what we can agree on now, and we will come back later for the rest, as well as other new priorities in the next stimulus package, as well as the infrastructure package. So they're kind of going with a slightly different approach now. Let's pass what we agree on right now. So somewhere $2 trillion, maybe a little bit less. Stimulus package, we'll call it number one for now. Infrastructure package. Well, maybe we'll call it stimulus package 4. Stimulus package 4, infrastructure package. Let's get those two passed now, and then we'll come back later for a stimulus package 5. The other thing on the chopping block, we'll say, is the monthly checks called the child tax credits, those $250 to $300 monthly checks that go out to 65 million children. One of the main money stimulus priorities that are in this package. Everything is being cut right now because of the size of the package. These stimulus checks going out to children are also going to be cut, but not in the monthly amount, but the years. So there's new data coming out that they may only be passed for 1 year now. Democratic leader Nancy Pelosi kind of blew a gasket when she heard that, saying, "What?" Not a lot of Democrats are happy with that. If they do only pass it for 1 year, that would take them past the, or just about, well, it depends on if they do it from December to December, but that would take it to past the next midterm election. But if they come and try to pass it again in the next stimulus package for another year, then maybe we get another year out of it. But if they only pass it for 1 year, that's quite a big difference from the 4 to 5 years they originally wanted to pass it for. Remember those monthly checks to 65 million children, which provide a lifeline to bring in 50% of children out of poverty, grandmas and grandpas that raise the children, a lot of low and middle income children that are a lot of low income children that are living in poverty. In a lot of cases, it's enough money to give them food and shelter. It's not a ton of money. It's $250 to $300 per month. It kind of adds up over the course of the year, $3,000 to $3,600 for the year. But yeah, so they're also looking, Senator Joe Manchin has multiple different demands where he's imposing a work requirement. Again, he's literally the only Democrat demanding these demands. And a lot of people are questioning, why should one person have demands that the other 99.9% of the Democrats or the rest of the party have to give in to the demands of one person? He's not the president, he's just one senator. There's 49 other Democrats and 220 other Democrats in the House. Yet this one guy is making demands. But yet they need this one guy for his vote, because they literally have a 50-50 Senate and they need all 50 Democrats. So he's proposing a work requirement where you need earned income. So anybody on Social Security, grandma and grandpa's raising children, might not get the child tax credit if he gets his way. Moms and dads raising children would both potentially have to be working. So if the father works and the mom doesn't, the family might be excluded from getting these monthly payments. We'll have to see how the details work out. I'll keep you updated on this. Um, yeah, there's a lot going on here, as well as a $60,000 income cap for the whole family. So that would mean $30,000, no more than that, for a family. So that would mean you have to actually make less than that. Yeah, that's well below the average salary of an average American. So Joe Manchin's making a lot of demands for a person worth over $8 million. Yeah. Also, a big story coming out that Senator Joe Manchin, from several different sources here, saying that Manchin tells his associates, as you can see here, he's considering leaving the Democratic Party and has an exit plan. He could pull the trigger if he doesn't get his way on the Build Back Better bill. So if Senator Joe Manchin doesn't get his way, he could leave the Democratic Party and has an exit plan to do so. Yeah. Man, this guy is something else. I've had so many comments from you guys saying he should just go over to the Republican Party anyways, because a lot of people think he's a Republican to begin with. And again, I'm not from either side, but he does have a lot of Republican tendencies. The work requirement thing has only been said by Republicans. Not a single Democrat have said that. But yeah, this new scoop here is apparently Joe Manchin has. Again, this is not, this is, I don't want to say this is an opinion, but this is kind of a inside source type of report that has kind of come out. So yeah, do you think that Senator Joe Manchin would leave the Democratic Party if he doesn't get his way? Do you think he would turn to independent or Republican? Yeah, a lot of people have speculated this in the past, and now there's maybe reports that he may have mentioned this to colleagues. Yeah, very interesting. I wouldn't say it's out of the realm of possibilities. Yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments. But despite this, Joe Manchin just had a meeting with Bernie Sanders and Pramila Jayapal, and both of them say that they're very close to passing this agenda, mostly because they seems like they have kind of given in to Joe Manchin a lot. Now, with the President Biden saying that the package is going to be potentially as under $2 trillion, anywhere from, what did he say, 1.75 to 1.9 trillion, which is surprising to me that they're actually going this low. I thought they could have got the deal done at 2 to 2.2 trillion. I'm surprised that they're going below 2 trillion. I think they could get the deal done at 2 trillion. We had words that Joe Manchin was willing to do over 2 trillion. So, but again, a lot of this stuff is, you don't get this stuff directly from Joe Manchin. Sometimes you get this from sources and stuff. So it's sometimes it's hard to really tell what is exactly true and it's from sources or so. So sometimes you have to read between the lines, and then you get, oh well, it was close, but not exactly true. So yeah. So, but again, President Biden says what we're going to do is we're going to pass this package, so stimulus package 4, and then we're going to pass the infrastructure package, which is going to create millions and millions of jobs, roads, bridges, airports, clean drinking water, broadband infrastructure, and create millions and millions of jobs over the course of the next 8 to 10 years. So, stimulus package 4, infrastructure package, and then President Biden says we're going to come back for the rest and new stuff added in the next package. So, um, not a bad strategy. Kind of past what we agree on now, pass the infrastructure package because they've kind of been debating on this for a while, get all that stuff passed, and then come back and kind of negotiate on. And that does make sense, right? Because there's so many things that they're working on. There's so many moving parts. It does kind of make sense to, all right, let's put on paper what we agree on and pass that, then pass the infrastructure package because there's just so many moving parts there. Let's pass both those two things, and then we'll come back later on, and which really probably won't be too much farther after because they'll probably just start working on the next package and basically say, okay, so we passed all those things, the infrastructure package, stimulus package 4, get all that stuff out of the way. Let's see what ends up in those packages. And then basically say, all right, here's what's left. What can we add in there? Let's see how long we pass the child tax credits, Medicare expansion for seniors. Let's see what all ends up in stimulus package 4, and then we'll see what we want to do in stimulus package 5, what's left on the table, and what's new to be added in there. And then basically say, all right, what can we do for stimulus package number 5? So remember, the Democrats have basically about a full 12 months to get probably stimulus package 5 and 6 done with reconciliation cards. So they're probably going to do probably 2 more packages over the next 12 months or so before the next midterm elections. Remember, they're going to probably want to do some dramatic things like a Social Security raise besides the cost of living adjustment, $200 per month or something like that. Probably another stimulus check before the next midterm election. Because again, they want to keep the Senate and the House. I mean, I wouldn't put it past them if they're probably enjoying having the House, the Senate, and the presidency, right? So you got to think that they're going to probably try to do something dramatic, like, well, I mean, there's a lot of dramatic things in the stimulus package: Medicare benefits, child tax credit, which is basically monthly stimulus checks for children. But I also think they're going to try to do some new stuff as well with the next package. So I'll keep you up to date with everything. Make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on new videos. It's completely free to do so. And remember that new videos come out here on our channel every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can click here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And this video is how they're pushing to add a $1,400 to $2,000 stimulus check in the next package. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.